My name precedes my presence, but I'm the one in need to find my kind, find the mirror to my soul, to look upon the thorns, yet to see the rose in bloom, to gaze into the night within another's heart. May our scars be true.
And our mandate was to find stories rooted in Arab heritage, surrounding universal figures that speak about universal values that we could export to a Western audience. So the natural next step just seemed to be Rumi. But again, if you believe in Rumi's ideology and his philosophy, then I think he found us.
And it's been really interesting seeing how present he is on a day-to-day basis. But at the same time, if you go back to the very beginning of his legacy, it is, I suppose, one of the things that Persians are most proud of, his philosophy and his poetry and the origins of Sufism, and it's sort of deeply rooted in Islamic culture and Persian culture, but branching out into contemporary culture as well. So hopefully that's nicely reflected in the show, where we have very traditional elements from the Middle East, but also a score and a style that's accessible to a modern audience.
I feel things are changing, I feel things are new, I feel them and see them in you. Changes in father, changes at home, too often it seems we're alone. This man, no question, he is different. This man, it seems, is changing the men that we love. But how his spirit has captured the man that I love. There are other ways and other sides that each of us must try. Each of us may become the sky.
The poetry forms the backbone of the lyrics in the show, and it's a real privilege to take his poems and try and reshape them into songs. It's not always the easiest thing to do, because Rumi as a poet didn't necessarily rhyme. And of course, we're working on numerous translations of his work, some of which are very old, some of which are more modern. So we have to try and take the images and phrases and key words that we connect with the most, and then use them as the building blocks for a song. But you obviously, as a composer and a lyricist, you have a sense of responsibility to find the balance between being faithful to the original and also reshaping.
Inscribe the stories that hide from your eyes. It's all inside of you. Say, who am I? Our greatest guide is love.
I know, mother.
Where is it that you go?
You hear something, you digest it, and then you decide how you feel about it.
Like a date request.
Telling sense.
Yay!
That's
This music, I'm probably saying I've no chance to speak to you about it. It's just... Yeah, exactly.
And what I like about it is we're not giving it.
I will be with you as you journey beyond and rise to the highest heavens, as you soar for the heights of freedom.
The ideal scenario with Rumi is that as the world kind of comes out of this COVID pandemic and the arts world begins to open up again, we will begin to put Rumi on stage. At the moment, it exists as an album, and we're very grateful that we've had the opportunity to do that whilst in a lockdown environment. But ultimately, yeah, we want to get him on stage. We're working very hard to make that happen. Hopefully there'll be some news very soon about the beginning of that journey. But we want to open the show here in London and then take Rumi to the Middle East and hopefully around the world, because we know there are people who love his work everywhere.